Hi everybody, it's Adam Bushnell, the author. Great to see you all again on day 4 of our live storytelling. Now, I promised you yesterday that we were going to go superheroes today, which I'm really looking forward to telling you a superhero story and for you to come up with your own superhero stories too. But first, I want to share some pictures with you that some lovely people sent me this week and some writing as well. First of all, I do have my iPad to show you the pictures here, but we're not going to start with an iPad. This one was posted through my door, which is fantastic. This one is a picture drawn by Lucy Ayres, one of my neighbours, and Lucy is in year 3 at St. Godric School. This is her ancient Greek hero, complete with weapons, armour, etc., etc. And I think she's got the muscle armour down, she's got that shield, she's got the golden sword, or the bronze sword rather, and then the horsehair helmet. That's fantastic. Now, pictures that people have sent me, which I just love receiving these, so keep them coming, whether they're via email or whether they are via social media, it's all good. I just love receiving them. This is a picture drawn by Sebastian, and this is the rainbow dragon. Now, this is a good dragon, and Sebastian used the step-by-step guide of how to draw a dragon from my YouTube channel, and he created the rainbow dragon. But as I mentioned, it's a good dragon because this dragon is to defeat coronavirus. Never before have we needed this dragon so much in our world. Now, next, what else do we have? We have here, this is by Belle Pearson. And we have here a castle with some invaders. Can you make that out? Those sort of black tentacle things, they are the invaders coming along. Then we have here, I'll swipe the correct way. This is by Jacob from Woodley Primary School. And he's written a narrative story about this Cyclops story that goes to the side. I don't know if you can make that out. It says, at night, at 10 p.m, I was going for a walk when a giant footsteps came stomping towards me. I came face to face with a huge minotaur. It was humongous. I felt like I was going to faint. What an excellent story introduction that is. Now, next, what have we got here? This one is by Lewis, who is from Lumley Junior School, currently working at Woodley School. And you can see his Cyclops there. That's looking fabulous. Then we have here, oh, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown also drew a Minotaur. Didn't he do well, boys and girls? So can you make it out there? Well done, Mr. Brown. Then we have here, this is by Oliver, also from Woodley. That's his Cyclops, particularly angry-looking beastie that he is. Then we have here, oh, we've got 2 pictures coming up. The first one, this one is, I'll make sure I get the right pictures. I've written everything down here over here. This is Aidan from Finkel School, and he has designed some spiky armour. I don't know if you can make that out, so I've gone too far. Now, this spiky armour, I think, would be fantastic, not just for an ancient Greek hero, but also for a hero from in the gladiators arena, and I think that would be fabulous. So well done to you there, Aidan. Now, Niall Ward from Brownie Academy has sent me 2 pictures. The first one is his ancient Greek hero that looks like this. The second one doesn't look very well. In fact, he's had an arm either bitten or chopped off. I love that. Well done. Then we've also got a picture of Zeus, and this is from Sasha Wang from Framwellgate Moor Primary School. I'll make that bigger so you can see it. She's done a fabulous job. I love the font and all the rest of it that she's used on there. So King of the Gods himself, Zeus, would be proud of that. Then we've got over here, this one is, this one's by Jacob from Pudsey, and he has created his own spooky island. There's a red Cyclops on there. There are heroes. There's a little small black figure up there next to a ghost. That one's me, apparently, which is a bit scary. And then we've also got here, this one is a Cyclops. That is, again, I want to make sure that we get the right person. Oh no, we've got a griffin. And this griffin is by Sophia from Siam. There's her griffin picture, so well done to you. And then a couple of last ones. We've got, I've got some writing to show you actually. Now this story is a story about Odysseus. What a huge story that's been written here. Fantastic job. I'll read you the beginning of it. This is by Charlie Keach, who's age 7 from Durham. He said, Odysseus and his friends left the land of giants. They sailed for 2 weeks until they saw a hot yellow island in a horrible storm in the distance. The boat started to rock. Gradually, the boat went from side to side. More and more, it began to rock. They got closer and closer to the hot yellow island. Eventually, they bashed into the block hard rocks and were bounced onto the beach. If you want to know what happens next, this makes for excellent reading. Watch out in your bookshops for Charlie's story that I'm sure will be available soon. In the meantime, 2 important messages before we start with our story. First of all, Finley Brooks from Pudsey, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, and thank you so much for tuning in. And also, we have a very special birthday. I don't mean like a round number or anything like that. If it was a round number, it would be around about the 20 mark. This is for Mrs. Jarvis, who is from Brooms, Our Lady and St. Joseph. So happy birthday to you. I bet you weren't expecting that. Anyway, superheroes. In fact, I've been racking my brain as to which superhero I should tell you, and I decided that I'm not going to tell you a story about one superhero. I'm not even going to do a double-up team like Ant-Man and the Wasp, not 2 superheroes. The Avengers might have assembled, but this one's going to be 7 superheroes. Now, each superhero has a different superpower. The first superhero could run super fast. He was like the Flash. The second superhero had super hearing. She could hear grass growing on a field over a mile away. She had super hearing like Daredevil. The third superhero was super strong like the Hulk. The fourth superhero, she could turn invisible like the Invisible Woman. The fifth superhero had magical hands, a bit like Doctor Strange. The sixth superhero, she could shoot a bow and arrow and hit any target that she wanted to. She was a bit like Hawkeye. And the seventh superhero was a bit like some of you who are watching here today. This superhero had a voice that was so beautiful that even dead people came to life when he sang his songs. Do we get a la la la? Beautiful. Do we get a la la la? That was a bit dodgy at the end, wasn't it? Do we get a la la la? Oh yes, well done, Onion family. Anyway, so boys and girls, these superheroes, they were relaxing in their homes. Nearby, there was a palace where a king and queen lived. And this king and queen had a prince and a princess who lived with them also, and they were the happiest family in the whole of the land. But a sea monster came slithering out of the sea. It had the head of a shark, it had claws like a crab, and it had tentacles like an octopus. It oozed and slimed its way across the land, and it waited until nighttime. And when all was quiet and all was dark, it slithered up the side of the palace. It reached in the window with one long, oily tentacle, and it grabbed hold of the princess. It reached in through another window, and it grabbed hold of the prince. Then it slithered its way back out. It decided to take the prince and the princess back to its cave to eat them. So off it went across the sea into an island far away. And when it got to that island and it entered its cave, it was about to eat the prince and princess when instead it sniffed them. It decided that they weren't quite ready to be eaten. They needed some marinating first. And so the monster stuck the princess under his armpits on one side and the prince under his armpits on the other side. And there the monster went to sleep. Now in the morning, the king and queen woke up. And they expected to see the prince and the princess join them and wake them up as they normally do in their royal bedroom. But when they went to the prince and the princess's bedroom, they saw that it was empty. They searched all the palace. They searched the whole of the land, but nobody could find the missing prince and princess. The king and queen were distraught and they sobbed, "If only somebody would find our children." The superhero with the super hearing heard the sobbing from the palace. And this superhero, she walked outside of her house and she called the others together. She shouted, "Superheroes!" And the superheroes all gathered in front of them. They all assembled. They said, "What do you need us for?" in a superhero voice, because that's how superheroes talk. The superhero with the super hearing said, "The prince and the princess have gone missing from the palace. We must find them." The superheroes all got themselves ready to run. And then they suddenly stopped and looked at the one with the super hearing and said, "Which way do we go?" The one with the super hearing closed her eyes and she concentrated hard. She listened and listened, and then she said, "I can hear a monster snoring loudly on an island over there. We need to sail on a boat and then we need to get running." So they jumped in a boat. The super strong one rowed, and with his mighty strength, he got them there in mere moments. They jumped onto the beach. They all sprinted forward, and of course, the one who was like the Flash got to the cave first. But the one who was like the Flash had to wait for the others to catch up. When they eventually did catch up, the one who was like the Flash, the super fast one, said, "We can't get into this cave. It's blocked by a great big boulder." So the super strong one decided to do some smashing. The super strong one got his muscles ready and poof, he punched that rock and it turned to dust instantly. When the dust settled, all was quiet and all was dark. The superheroes turned their attention to the one that could turn invisible. So the one who could turn invisible turned invisible. She went sneaking inside that cave. The ground shook as the monster snored on. The one who could turn invisible sneaked its way over to the monster, grabbed the prince and the princess and slid them out from the monster's armpits. She said, "Shh, let's sneak out together." And so the prince and the princess sneaked out with the one who could turn invisible. When they got outside, the prince and the princess jumped on the back of the super strong one. All the superheroes ran down to the beach, jumped into the boat, and then they were rowed back to shore again. When they got to the beach, they climbed out and breathed out a sigh of relief. But the one with the super hearing suddenly said, "Wait, I can hear the monster roaring from that island. It's awake and it's coming this way. It's swimming through the sea as quickly as we can. We need somewhere to hide." The one with the super hands, with the magical fingers, stepped forward and said, "Leave this to me." He raised his magical fingers. He said strange and magical words like, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, a cloud fell out of the sky. The cloud landed on the ground and hid the superheroes and hid the prince and the princess. While they were hiding, they watched through the murky, twisted clouds and saw the creature climb out onto the beach. The creature couldn't see the prince and the princess, nor could it see the superheroes. But unfortunately, it had a powerful sense of smell, and it could smell its own armpit sweat on the prince and the princess hiding into the cloud. It reached out two slithering tentacles, grabbed hold of the prince and the princess, slithered its way back out, and then slithered towards the sea. The superheroes burst out from the cloud. The one with the bow and the arrow said, "Leave this one to me. It's my turn." She pulled back her bow. She let fly with the arrow, and the arrow stabbed that sea monster through the heart, and it fell down dead with a splat to the floor. The superheroes all raced over there to check on the prince and the princess. And of course, the one who got there first was the one who was like the Flash. But when the other superheroes caught up, they saw the one who was like the Flash was crying. "Why are you crying?" the superheroes all asked. He said, "Well, when that sea monster fell down dead with the arrow in its heart, it squashed the prince and the princess. They're as flat as pancakes. They look like pancakes with eyeballs." Just then, the hero with the beautiful voice stepped forward. And the hero with the beautiful voice suddenly started to sing. He went, "La la la, la la la, la la la." Come on, people, join in at home. Not just the Anions, but everybody. All of a sudden, the prince and the princess came back to life. They said, "Have we been asleep?" And the hero said, "No, you've been dead, you big dafties. Come on, we'll take you back to the palace and we'll tell you all about it." So they walked back to the palace. And that evening, The story of how the superheroes saved the prince and the princess was told at a banquet, at a feast where there was eating, drinking, and dancing. But when the hero with the beautiful voice sang his song, it was not just the prince and the princess that came back to life. The sea monster came back to life. It slithered its way back into the sea. It swam back to the island, and it sat in its cave, plotting its revenge on human beings. Maybe you could draw a picture of that sea monster. If you can't remember what it looked like, then watch this video back again, because it'll be uploaded onto my YouTube channel very, very shortly. Listen to the description, see if you can draw a sea monster, and then send it to me, share it with your families, etc., etc. But also, those superheroes had 7 different powers. I wonder if you can remember those 7 powers. Talk to your family member who's sitting with you. Talk to your friends who are in school with you. See if you can list all 7 superpowers. Have a quick chat with each other. And if you're watching this back where it's not live, just pause the video there. Did anybody get all 7? If you were going to become a superhero, what power would you choose? What power would you want? Would you want the power of an animal, like Spider-Man or Batman? Would you want a different superpower that we haven't mentioned, like being able to fly, or breathe underwater, or be able to shoot out ice or fire from your fingers? Maybe an activity you can do after today is to design yourself as a superhero. What would your costume look like? How would you hide your identity? What would be your superhero name? Maybe have a quick chat with each other about that as well. Think about your superpowers, think about your costume, think about your name. Have a quick chat with your friends. And if you're watching this back, then just pause the video at this point. Now, a lot of superheroes have sidekicks. Batman has Robin. The Wasp has Ant-Man, etc., etc. Sometimes these sidekicks can be animals. Krypto the Superdog is the sidekick for Superman in some narrative stories. And if I was a superhero, I'd definitely want an animal sidekick. In fact, my animal sidekick is with me down here. Would you like to meet my pet? Here he comes. He's been listening very attentively. This is Jet the tortoise. And Jet the tortoise travels around to a lot of schools with me. So if you've met Jet before, give him a little wave, give him a call out, hello. If you haven't met Jet the tortoise before, then this is Jet the tortoise, who is called Jet because he is so fast. Even sidekicks need superhero costumes. I have just the thing for Jet. Instead of him just being a tortoise, he could be Spider Tortoise. And this is his costume. Oh, but don't get told off for animal cruelty. I think he quite likes it, really. There he is. There's Jet the Spider Tortoise. And he can shoot out web lines and go flying around. But that feels like I'm copying it from Spider-Man. So instead of Spider Tortoise, maybe we could have Captain Cheeseburger. Here he is. Captain Cheeseburger, my tortoise sidekick. What do you think of that? Maybe you could design an animal sidekick as well. Or maybe Jet has been fooling us all. And in fact, he's not a superhero sidekick. He's not super, in fact, at all. He could be evil. There's his evil cape. Maybe this is my nemesis. Maybe this is Dr. Tortoise. Maybe you could design your own super villain to go with it as well. It could be an animal, or it could be something else. I'll pop Jet away. Do you want to say bye to Jet for now? Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. If tortoises could talk, that's how they would talk, I'm sure. Now, in fact, if I was designing a supervillain, I probably wouldn't go for a tortoise. I might go for a blobfish. I think a blobfish would make a good villainous character. Look at that grumpy face. And bad characters might also need some gadgets, such as laser guns. What do you think of that? Would you like to hear the laser gun? I thought so. Have a listen to this. It's out of batteries. Not to worry though. The YouTube professional that I am, I have brought a spare. And it's even bigger. So, let's have a listen to this.
Fingerprint required.
Oh, it needs a fingerprint. Wait there.
Fingerprint required.
That didn't work.
Fingerprint required.
This is the laser gun of an evil character. It's not working for my fingerprint. I need an evil character. Wait there.
Fingerprint accepted.
Ah, yeah, that's worked. Okay, so maybe a supervillain has a laser gun like this. Might have different settings and gadgets on it like this.
Stealth strike.
Stealth strike, maybe that's where they can turn invisible.
Pulse strike.
Pulse strike might be where it can shoot out lightning.
Rail strike.
Rail strike, that's where the trains don't turn up.
Sonic strike.
Sonic strike, that could be where it turns into a hedgehog.
Laser strike.
And then we're back to laser strike. And you can reload by simply pressing there. It's even got
Shield activated.
shield powers. So you could go down the route of designing the monster and having a superhero story with that monster, or you could go down a completely different route and go down designing your own supervillain. We've got lots of potential for lots of stories and lots of writing that maybe you could send me later today. Day 5 tomorrow. I'm thinking we might have, some of you will have detected that I'm from the north of England. I think I might tell you a local story. Not sure which one just yet, but in the meantime, we've got a few shout outs. Okay, the first shout out is to Curly Chrissy in Stockton. Stay positive, keep well. Next one is to Elliot and Eliza Leach from Birkenshaw. Hi to you. West Park Primary School in Hartlepool. Fantastic, my hometown. Cara, Leo and Joella from Finkel School. Hello to you. Also, Leo has requested some Egyptian tales. Maybe we'll have that next week. To Evan and to Kate Norman. Stay awesome, just like your parents. I'd like to say a great big hello to Emmaville Primary School. Hello to you. Next to Finkel Primary School, and especially to Mr. Adenel, who does that amazing book club. Hello to all of you guys. Next to Abby, Jacob, and Olaf. If I've said that wrong, I apologise. To Mrs. Armstrong and all the staff at Emmaville Primary School. I meant to say that earlier on. Hello to all of you. Next to Noah, Hattie, and B, all friends at, and all their friends rather, at Our Lady Queen of Peace. Hello to all of you guys. Next to Jacob and everybody at Acre Infant School. Hello to you. And to Lucy Onion, who has been dressed up and ready as a superhero since 11:30 this morning. That's commitment for you, so well done to you. Now, all of the stories that I've been telling this week are available in my books. My books are available from Amazon, and you can get them directly from me if you want signed copies. But do you know what? We're all in a position where we need to save money. That's what this YouTube channel is all about. You don't need to buy my books. Just subscribe to my channel and I'll keep uploading more and more videos. We're going to have live storytelling tomorrow, so hope you could join me for that, for a local County Durham story. And then next week, there will be more posts made as well, some live, some not live, in order to keep you occupied, keep you reading, and to take you on journeys. Journeys to magical lands. We can't leave our houses, but there's nothing to stop us using our imaginations to escape. And so, remember everybody, you can get in touch with me via Facebook, via Twitter, via Instagram, and you can also drop me an email from my website, adambushnell.co.uk. Stay positive, stay safe, stay indoors, and keep on writing. Keep on reading and you will be taken to magical worlds. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I do hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Bye-bye.